What is going on, guys? I am Matt O'Leary here with some exciting news about the New York Jets offensive line. I am absolutely amped up to get into today's video, reacting to Robert Saleh's press conference and some really good news about the New York Jets and their offensive line. The first big one of the day, Mekhi Becton will be starting at right tackle for the New York Jets against the New York Giants on Saturday. This is a major step forward for Becton, as he was running with the twos through a majority of training camp up until really this point. He starts on the left side, was playing exclusively on the left side. He played very well against the Carolina Panthers, specifically in that game. I thought that was the big step. He transitions and moves over to the right side, still running with the twos, plays against the Bucks. Another, I believe it was 27 snaps, and it was 25 offensive snaps for the Carolina Panthers. He moves over to the right side and looks damn good once again. So he, according to Robert Saleh, is going to be elevated, and rightfully so. He deserves it after, everything that he's done and gone through. And Robert Saleh, I thought, spoke very, very highly of Mekhi.
A lot of energy. Looked like a young man who loved being out there, loved playing the game. I mean, he was finishing blocks, showed athleticism, strength, power, movement. A lot of things he still has to clean up. But he showed, especially, it's a little thing, but it's everything. Pre-game and his language, his voice, the bounce in his step, the things that people aren't seeing because we're so fixated on what he's doing on the field. But the sideline demeanor, the locker room demeanor, all of it's been improving so much over the course of the last month. And so giving him this opportunity with those guys, it'll be fun to see how it all works.
I'm thrilled for Becton. Just, you got to keep the fingers crossed that he stays healthy, but he has passed every single test the New York Jets have given him so far, ramping back up to be a part of this team. It's truly, truly exciting, and he's done really well. Again, in the 3 preseason games, he didn't play a whole lot against Cleveland, but then against Carolina, took a nice step forward, and then against Tampa, switches sides, plays on the right side, had a couple of really, really nice blocks. So excited for Mekhi Becton, and can't wait to see him protecting Aaron Rodgers, which that's a key thing too. Like, remember in the Hard Knocks, I guess it was episode 2, after the Panthers game, he goes up to Aaron is saying, I want to protect for you soon. And this is where he is. So kudos to him. Things you love to see. Finally, we got the Joe Tippmann injury update. According to Robert Saleh, he will be out a couple weeks with the knee, but the expectation is that he will be ready to go for week 1 of the NFL season. Now, I don't think he will be a part of that starting lineup. I guess we can get into that next here in a second, but I do think it's important because at some point, I think he is going to play, whether it's after the bye week or maybe he pushes Connor McGovern out even earlier than that. But I think Connor McGovern will get the start at center early on this year. He's a capable starter. He's not amazing. He's not terrible. He's about average, a middle of the pack. He's okay as a starter, and obviously Joe Tippmann has the higher upside there, but they're going to go with McGovern, and not really a crazy surprise, but also number 2, that probably gives him a little bit of extra time to ramp up the injury. So good news that it was, it's something that they're considering minor, and that the expectation would be for him to be ready to go for week 1 if need be. Also, Dwayne Brown is being evaluated today for his shoulder. If things go well, Dwayne Brown could come back and begin practicing, which is a great sign. He hasn't participated on the field yet with the New York Jets. Now, he's a veteran, so it's not like he needed to be out there the entirety of training camp, but at this point, you're inching closer to the start of the regular season. The Jets need him back and need to start to get him practicing, especially because they're running Billy Turner and Max Mitchell out there right now at left tackle, and it is, significantly better. This offensive line significantly better with Dwayne Brown out there. And you hope that he's able to return to form and be a solid starting left tackle for this team. And I think that's, my expectation, and I think that's where we end up here. Also, both Alijah Vera-Tucker and Laken Tomlinson will be ready to go for the New York Giants game this upcoming week, which is huge because Aaron Rodgers is going to get the start in this game, which once again, like, you don't want to put Aaron Rodgers behind a makeshift offensive line if you are going to start him. So at a minimum, you know, you have Mekhi Becton, AVT, Connor McGovern, and Laken Tomlinson. Unsure if Dwayne Brown will be able to go in this game on Saturday. That seems probably a little bit more on the optimistic side, but having 4 of those 5, you feel a lot more comfortable with. And I do think Dwayne Brown will be cleared and will be good to go. And my expectation would be for the Jets starting offensive line in week 1 to be Duane Brown at left tackle, Laken Tomlinson at left guard, Connor McGovern at center, AVT at right guard, and Mekhi Becton at right tackle. I can't stress enough how excited I am about that right side of the offensive line with Mekhi Becton and AVT clearing the path in the run game. I would just exclusively run Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall and Michael Carter and Izzy Abanikanda and whoever else. You can put me back there and I could gain a couple of yards, I'm sure. But put them through that right side of the offensive line. They'll be creating holes. I'm really excited about it. And the offensive line's starting to take some shape. Yes, there were some legitimate question marks, right? They struggled the last couple of weeks. They had a lot of guys out. But Mekhi Becton is taking those steps. They moved him over to the right side finally. He showed that he can do it. So him, starting now is a legitimate step and a really big step to help elevate this offensive line. And obviously getting back the guards in Laken Tomlinson and AVT should help. Connor McGovern against a steady starting center. Joe Tippmann's working his way back. And it sounds like the Jets will be getting Dwayne Brown soon. So good news on the offensive line. I had to make a video reacting to that. Sound off in the comments below your thoughts. Once again, I'm Matt O'Leary, and I'll catch you next time.